Hey guys! I hope that you guys are doing amazing wherever you are in the world. My name is Boom Shaka and I welcome you to my channel. I'm so grateful that you guys are listening, subscribing, and commenting on my channel. I really appreciate the support. In this video, I want to speak to you guys about how my belief system runs to the idea that all of us, every single being on this planet, sentient being or non-sentient, every rock, every mushroom, every being, every human, every elephant, and every being on this planet is here to contribute in some manner to the universal records. There are these universal consciousness or the supreme consciousness or the collective consciousness, whatever word you want to use for that. There is this library, a universal library if you want to call it, of all of the things that have happened and all of the things that are going to happen, right? And obviously time has no meaning in this record because time is meaningless. It doesn't really exist in that realm. There's no past, present, or future. It is just everything happening at once, right? So everything has already happened, and everything that is going to happen has already happened. Everything that has happened has already happened, and everything's all happening at once. Of course, as human beings, because we are lower, our consciousness is lower, our vibration is lower at the moment, we're still learning and growing, we need to have the concept of time in order to understand this world that we live in. If everything happened at once, we'd be overwhelmed by it. We just wouldn't even be able to understand it. Even if it happens to us sometimes where, you have these insights into the future, people are like, oh, I'm psychic, I can see the future. People are made fun of, they're like, oh yeah, whatever. And so you can't really be the kind of person who sees it all because the humanity, the race is not ready for it yet, right? We're still growing and learning. But there is this universal library. It's called the Akashic Records, if for you guys who are interested in the Sanskrit or the universal name for it. But I'm just going to use universal library because I like that word more. It jives more with me. I think Akashic Records is a very ethereal name, and it's really hard for me to grasp it if I use that word. But if you guys want to Google it, obviously use that term Akashic, A-K-A-S-H-I-C. Records, okay? So the reason I wanted to do this video is one of the reasons why I believe that all of us have been placed on this planet, as I said, is to contribute to that record. Now, I think that's one of the things that most human beings have a hard time with. And of course, this is just my theory, so I'm just making up stuff here. But it gives me solace, so I thought maybe it'll give you solace as well. But most human beings, most of us, when we are dropped onto this planet and we're just like placed here and we're like, all right, go do your thing, we have this sense inside of us that there is a deeper mystery to all of this life that we're leading. There is something deeper to it that we're not privy to yet, right? We're still trying to figure it out. We have no idea. Sometimes we get glimpses of it when we do our meditations or when we have ethereal moments. But mostly we're not privy or we're not able to acknowledge the idea or know exactly why we are here. What is it? What are we here for? And some of it, a part of it, I believe, as a being here on this planet, I believe the reason we're here is to contribute to that universal consciousness, to that universal library. It's basically like we're all librarians, right? Or we're all like beings that are part of this library. And little by little, through our experiences, through the tests that the universe puts us through all of our conversations and our learning and growth and self-development, through all of the experiences that we have in our minuscule lifetime, we're able to contribute a smidgen, a little bit to this Akashic record, to this universal library, right? And so as time goes on, this universal library becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, of course, you're probably thinking, if everything has already happened, and if everything that has happened has already happened, then obviously the Akashic records are already full, right? I mean, they have all the information in them. So what is the point of us being here, right? And so I think it's a give and take relationship as well. It's that if there is a universal library, but there is no being out there to access it or to think about it or to contribute to it, then what's the point of the freaking library, right? I think that's what a lot of consciousness is all about as well. If there was this beautiful blue planet, but there was no consciousness on it, it would be a waste of space, I think at least. Or if the universe was there and, it had all of these beautiful records of everything that's happening, but no one was there to access it or think about it or contribute to it, then it would just be a waste of space. It would just be a waste of energy, time, and space. And so I believe a lot of what we are here to do as consciousness is to live in this world, to realize that this world exists, to contribute to the library, to interact with other beings, and to have these experiences that can contribute more and more so to the library, right? And so if we weren't here, and if you read anything about quantum physics or quantum mechanics, you know that without consciousness, a lot of what is this world does not exist. The world needs consciousness in order to exist. And the same kind of theory kind of applies to the fact that, if a tree falls in the forest but there's no one to hear it, did the tree really fall? And in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, okay, so I'm not an expert in this stuff, but this is how these are the theories and ideas that jive with me, and my intuition really speaks to them and really works with them. So that's the reason I'm sharing this stuff with you. If it doesn't jive with you, just ignore it, right? Just don't message me with negative, inconsequential thoughts, because I'm just going to ignore it or delete it. I really am not interested, okay? All right. So that's the reason I really believe that there is no deeper meaning really to any of this life that we're leading, right? There's no, yes, I mean, we're here to do certain things and we're here to contribute and make an impact and affect some other people's lives. But if you think about it, billions and billions and billions of universes out there and billions of different parallel stuff that's going on, billions of beings out there, and we're just one being out of all of these beautiful, crazy, magnificent beings, right? It's just one minute being. And so the contribution that we really make perhaps sometimes feels like it's inconsequential, right? You're like, well, I guess it doesn't really matter if I do something or not, because what's the deal? What's the big deal? I'm going to be dead soon and it won't matter. Of course, that's true, but that's why it makes it so much more powerful, because you're only here for a little bit and you were placed here only for a little bit, but it was so important that you be here, right? The universe worked so hard to ensure that your parents met, they had sex, that the sperm impregnated the egg, all that stuff had to happen. Not only that, your ancestors had to survive, the dinosaurs didn't have to kill all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of that stuff had to happen in the past. Hundreds of millions of permutations and combinations had to fall into place exactly in the right manner, in the exact perfect manner, in order for you to be here on this planet right now in this moment in time. I mean, you could have been a miscarriage. You could have died at birth. You could have died of a billion diseases by now, but you're still here. You're still working at whatever you're working at. Yes, you might die soon, but you're here in the moment right now. And the universe worked so hard to bring you here. So there's a reason for your consciousness being here. There's a reason why you are necessary in this moment in time. There's a reason, there's an absolute purpose for you. And just do your thing, do your thing. Contribute to that universal library. Have your life experiences, learn, grow, develop yourself, have relationships, talk to other people, interact with all the other beings out there. Do all your stuff that you're supposed to be doing and contribute to that beautiful record that's up there wherever it is in the ether, and just be, because that's what you're here to do, right? That's exactly what you're here to do. It's not like there's anything deeper that we're here to do. We're not here to change the world in some really radical manner. It's all right if you do that, but it's all right as long as you're just here and existing as a consciousness, contributing to that library. I think that's the essence of it. I think we kind of overcomplicate things. And I do that all the time as well. I'm like, I want to do this, I want to do that, I'm going to create this and that. And of course, yes, go ahead and do all that stuff. If you're interested in it, do it. But as long as you're just a consciousness here on this planet and you're able to interact with other beings and have life experiences and contribute to that universal library, I think that is it. That is the purpose of this, right? There's no deeper thing that you need. You don't need to do anything in order to be worthy of this life that you've been given. You're here. You've been placed here with a lot of difficulty. The universe worked very hard to get you here. And so it's all right. You can do what you want to do with this life of yours and just be the best person that you possibly can, contribute in the way that you can to that universal library. And then you're going to be dead soon. And then you're going to be reborn soon. And you're going to go through it over and over and over and over and over again, contributing forever and ever to that universal library. So it becomes bigger and bigger. And so we can eventually, when we have the consciousness, when we are able to access these records just by a tap of a finger or like a thought, then we can access all of those beautiful thoughts, and we can actually access our past lives and access all this information and use it in order to make the world an even better place, right? But in this moment in time, just do what you're here to do. Be a consciousness that interacts with the world in the way that you want to, right? And that's exactly what you're here to do. There's nothing more, nothing less. You're absolutely fine as you are. You are worthy of this life that you've been given. You're awesome as you are. You don't need to worry about anything. You know, and you don't need to complicate things over and beyond what it is right now, right? I hope this makes sense. I really just wanted to share this because I feel like I do this all the time as well. You know, I am like, oh, what am I here for? Why am I here? Why did the universe place me? And I kind of overcomplicate everything. I'm like, oh, maybe this is the reason. Maybe it's just consciousness. We're consciousness here to interact with the world, and why not just do your thing? Just live your life, you know, without worrying about it too much, without complicating it, without actually living in the moment, worrying about the past or the future, and forgetting that you're just here to be this being and to interact with the beings around you and to be in the moment, right? If you guys have any questions at all about this topic or any other topic, please message me anytime. Of course, I will answer your questions as soon as I can, but I do only answer emails and messages once or twice a week because I have other things I'm doing, so be patient, all right? Again, thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.